Tobagonians urged to play their parts in developing the island. Land distribution program under review and the licensing office issues being addressed.
Info
Update.
bringing you the latest
News, views, and reviews.
Along with responses
Comments and events
affecting you.
brought to you by the Information Division of the Tobago House of Assembly.
There's a call for Tobagonians to step into their roles in helping to develop the island. Crystal George has the details.
Many of Tobago's entrepreneurs have received state grants and loans, training and business support geared at growing the business sector on the island. Chief Secretary Mr. Orville London says, in order for the country to develop, Tobagonians must partner with the THA by seizing these opportunities and becoming more self-reliant.
We will carry out our responsibility. We will provide the opportunity. We, in some cases, will provide the resources. But the initiative has to come from the people. And if the initiative does not come from the people, the resources are going to be wasted and the opportunities are going to be taken up by other people.
Mr. London says the role of the Tobago House of Assembly is to empower Tobagonians to help themselves. He wants them to be introspective and make the most of the opportunities.
That is why the BDU does not only provide funding, it provides advice, it provides nurturing and so on, hoping that when you hold the hand of these people like a child growing up, eventually the child will walk on its own. But the Tobago House of Assembly is not supposed to hold your hand through the nurturing phase, wait until you grow up and still hold your hand going up.
This self-sufficiency, the Chief Secretary says, will become even more important given the nation's current economic challenges. I'm Crystal George for Info Update.
Steps are now being taken to ensure that state lands are being used for the intended purposes. There are many families who have occupied state lands in Tobago over an extended period, but not everyone has used state lands for approved purposes. The Secretary of Infrastructure and Public Utilities, Gary Melville, says this is why the land distribution program is under review. Officials from the Department of Land Management are seeking to stop this practice.
The Tobago House of Assembly is in the process now of looking at the state land program with an effort to ensure that persons who have been given state lands are making correct use of them, are making use of them in the way that it was supposed to be done, with a view towards, where possible, reallocating lands if necessary.
First up, land management officials as well as the Chief Secretary Orville London will meet with residents at the Louis D'Or estate to discuss the new process and allay their fears of being retrenched. Mr. Melville says it will give the residents a chance to have their concerns addressed.
It is also with a view towards ensuring that persons who occupy lands have the requisite or are able to obtain the requisite documentation that they can use to go to treat like with a normal property where they can go to the bank and so on.
The meeting will take place on March 10th from 5:30 p.m. at the Betsy's Hope Community Center. The licensing office has been operating at limited hours due to health and safety issues, but this will soon change. Keyshawn Wilson tells us more.
There's been a challenge in relocating the licensing office since it was temporarily closed in 2015 due to issues with the original building at Milford Road. Secretary of Infrastructure and Public Utilities Gary Melville says discussions are ongoing to find a permanent solution to the problem.
The issue of relocation is part of the challenge, and that is part of what is engaging some of the discussions. The fact is that we have to look at two issues. One of them is to have a physical area where the actual vehicle operations can take place, and of course, a lot of the administrative work and so on can be moved to another location.
Mr. Melville says the division is in discussions with the Ministry of Transport to have the licensing facilities upgraded on the island. He says the health and safety concerns raised by workers are being taken care of.
We know that the situation there had to do with some OSH concerns. I have been informed by the people in my division that all of those concerns should be addressed very shortly, and therefore we are hoping that within the next couple of weeks or so that the licensing office can return to its full operating hours.
Mr. Melville says Tobago should have more than one licensing facility so that everyone won't have to travel to Scarborough to conduct business. I'm Keyshawn Wilson for Info Update.
That's it from all of us at the Department of Information. I'm Davia Chambers, and you've been listening to Info Updates.